And clearly you made that transition from on the field to in the broadcast booth and analyst for Thursday Night Football. My question to you is like, what challenges or surprises that you may have encountered entering into that realm, and how have you been able to overcome them?
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's, I joke all the time when I get to go speak places about it, and people ask me about doing that now. It's like when I got in the league in 05, 06, like leaving college, I'll never forget, like my offensive line coach would like come in the room and be like, hey, listen, any of you linemen, just so you understand, like there's gonna be media in locker rooms. Like y'all don't talk to media. Like y'all don't speak. If you speak, like you're gonna pay a fine and a bucket. Like we're linemen. We don't say a word. We don't talk. We just block and serve. That's all we do. And it's like to think that your career starts like, man, we're linemen. And it's like, if we ever had a quote in an article, our O-line coach is like, why are you talking about, why are you jumping on the sword? Why are you doing that? Like, you're like, dang, all right, I won't ever talk to nobody. And so you go through your career like that. And then I'll never forget, I always give Taylor Lewan credit for this. Like Taylor Lewan's the first like NFL guy I remember who like got drafted. And like he immediately started doing media stuff, and everybody's like, I can remember guys were uproaring. Like vets are like, who's this young kid? Like this punk, he's in media. Like, what's he doing? Like he's an old lineman, he ain't supposed to be doing that. And obviously there's retired guys that were doing it, but not guys like currently young. Right. He was a rookie and he did the combine the next year. And it's like, man, like what's going on? But then you look at it and how it's changed, that landscape's changed. To where now, like really honestly, it's starting to become more and more offensive linemen that are in, even with Jason Kelsey now on Monday Night Football, they're in prime time slots sitting on desk like that you really hadn't seen before. And so it's neat to be part of it. And I think to me, the challenges are, obviously you are a lineman, and it's like, people have a mindset of what you may or may not know. And I think that's the beauty of getting to show your personality and your character and really like who you are day in and day out and what makes you unique to being yourself has been a lot of fun. I would say that, some of the challenges is that, it's like you always got to learn in this space. There's things you share or say, and people are going to critique it or take it, whatever it is. And you kind of have to be willing to say, hey, you know what, like my feelings are my feelings, and how I see football may not be the same as somebody else, but it's what I believe in. And if you believe in it, then say it. And I think for me, I'm really conscious about that. Like I'm really conscious that I'm not here to create a narrative about some player that's not real. I'm not here to create some narrative about a team that's not real or a coach. But I am here to like, hey, like let's point out like this dude and who he is and what's real about it. I said it last night about Matt LaFleur. Like a lot of people talked about Aaron Rodgers when he leaves the Packers and Devontae Adams when he leaves the Packers. Like, who's this Matt? Like, what Matt LaFleur going to do? And it's like, well, he's done nothing but take the Packers to a team who looks like one of the young, up and coming, going to be unbelievable team. So actually, Matt LaFleur is a hell of a damn football coach. That's who he is. And it's like, it's not a shot at Aaron or Devontae, but it's a reality of like, sometimes we create these narratives. And I love being like, hey, let's point out, like we did talk about this 2 years ago, but like this dude straight up's proved y'all was all wrong, right? Like he was a lot more than what you gave him credit for. So I love those type of things to like give people their, if you want to say, give them their love or their opportunity, like to stand up and say, that's me and beat their chest. Like I love that. That's what I love, man. And so I love doing this for that, like to point out the guys who do it right, man, and that like that need some of that love because of the way they go about it day in and day out.
Yeah.